What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Kind of Funny podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer / seducer, Nick Scarpino.
I'm back, Greg.
It's been too long.
It has been way too long.
I said today on Games Daily, this is the first time we've been together in like 2 months. Somebody's like, it's been 2 weeks. But it feels a lot longer.
I feel like consistently having all of us in the office, not even just us, everyone in the office, it's been like 3 months since we've had like a full week of everyone, and this is the first one. Wow. It's exciting times.
Wow.
We're about to lose Kev soon, but
yeah. And Kev can go anytime.
You're right.
That baby could happen. We're in the danger zone. We're in the splash zone. Could happen anytime.
It's exciting.
Like that.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Nick, I'm excited.
Yeah, like I'm excited for the kid. I'm just not excited about calling it the splash zone, but you know.
I mean, that's the official term when you're in.
I guess you're right. I need to not be scared of science.
What's the place called where you make
the hospital?
Babies? Yeah.
Where you make the babies?
They don't make them there. They
I meant what's the unit in the hospital?
Nurses, can you prepare the splash?
Not the OBGYN.
Yeah, not the OBGYN. No.
What's it called?
ER?
Neonate, not neonate.
No, that you're thinking a NICU, but that's like for intensive care.
That's not what I want.
You just want the maternity ward.
Yeah, that's the maternity ward.
Yeah.
Like if so
now
I'm
to
pregnant.
be more politically correct, they say the splash zone.
Why in my brain did I think about all those pictures I saw over the weekend of people going down Splash Mountain, but like dressing up like waiters? You know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't see that at all. No.
Incredible. Oh, Tim's, of course.
Well, of course. Well, Tim just gets the internet beamed into his brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, just like Batman Forever.
Remember that?
Edward Enigma.
Enigma.
I knew you were one of us. I knew you. One of my forever boys, Andy Cortez. That's what I'm talking about. You're a forever boy, like me and Nick, huh?
No, I didn't know.
We're forever boys.
I just named a.
How great is it that one clip where they knock out Alfred and you see him get knocked out, but then he moves the tray so they can open the door. That's blocking. That's good acting right there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I
I didn't realize
you ain't
that.
a forever boy then.
Damn.
Don't fucking come in here, false valor. You ain't a forever boy.
Don't ever quote that.
We getting
again.
that Schumacher cut soon, you think? What up with that?
I don't think we're
A lot of rumors about
Didn't he
that.
say it wasn't even a thing? It was like
Well, that's
this
what you
now.
said about Snyder Cut. Look how that went for you.
I mean, fucking went great.
Joke's
for
on
me.
you.
I watched it and I was like, oh, I was
You're not a
pleasantly
forever
surprised.
boy.
No, you know what?
Joke's on you.
You're not a forever boy, all right? You and Mike come in and share one sweatshirt. I'm supposed to be, impressed.
Share one sweatshirt.
This is the rumor Mike's starting. We've never seen him in the room at the same time. I got something going on with my eye.
Yeah.
Something's in it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So every
yeah.
time I got to blink it out.
You got
Otherwise,
an ingrown?
No. Like an ingrown hair in my eye?
Yeah, like an eyelash.
I don't think so.
You never gotten that?
No, I've never gotten that.
That's how you get a sty.
Oh.
Sometimes the eyelash is just kind of growing within inside of it.
Sure.
You get a sty. It's not from the like poop
Pink,
on your
yeah, no,
hands.
that's pink eye.
That's pink eye.
But it's interesting that you would think like the pig sty, right? Where the pig lives in the sty and they roll in the mud and they shit on each other, but it's the pink eye.
They should call it Spink Sty. Like Pink Sty.
Sty.
God, man.
Everything
Thank God we're all back together.
Make it all about sty. These are the changes we can make see happen.
Mm-hmm.
We can start the splash zone,
Okay.
and then we can call the pink sty.
Yeah.
I really
It rolls off the
Pink
tongue.
Sty.
I'm sorry. Do you have pink eye or no? I'm sorry. Do you have do you have a pink eye or pink sty? Think about it.
Everyone think about it.
Think about how good that would look on a piece of paper on top of each other. You know what I mean? I love it when it just looks good, when there's a good formatting to
Be a
it.
cool T-shirt. Put that on a piece of merch. Pink Sty.
Joey!
Joey, put it on a shirt.
Tim gave me Pink Sty.
I got pink sty from Tim Geddes, and all I got was this dumb shirt. You know what I mean? There you go.
Absolutely.
How's that feel, Tim? That's your intro. That's your intro today.
It feels good. But I do wonder if we put that out, how many people would buy that? Like, legitimately. Would it be more than 10?
I got
Yeah.
pink eye.
You think?
I don't know how many people would wear it, but people would buy it. People buy all sorts of dumb shit we saw. You
Yeah,
know?
but
they
like
like to support us.
Yeah, but not the shirts that had like curse words on them. That was always a thing, right?
Did we sell shirts
That's
that
not
had
a curse
words
word.
on it?
Oh no, I'm thinking of one of the giant
sexual
bomb
innuendo?
shirts. Fuck, it doesn't matter.
Now entering
Back
the
in the
splash zone.
Good too. But it's just what is it? So okay, I like this. We're iterating on content about the content we'll make. All right?
Mhm.
Now entering the splash zone. I see the text. What is the image? Because I'm thinking pregnant woman on a water slide. But I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. What is she wearing? She's wearing a hospital gown.
Is there a sign next to it that says you must be this many months pregnant to ride this ride?
You went no dilated.
Because now I'm imagining, oh God, what's that game show where they would
Wipeout.
jump through the Wipeout?
Yeah.
Wait, is it Wipeout or which is the one where like you have to fit in the hole?
Oh, I think that
Well,
was Wipeout.
Wipeout was the one with the balls. You jumped down. There was a lot of water. Then there was the
wall?
the hole. Oh, the wall.
Hole
Yeah,
in the
that's
wall?
what. Yeah.
So the wall one or whatever.
Huh?
Okay, imagine this. Imagine this. the wall isn't large enough for the pregnant woman to go through because it is used to shoot the baby out. So it's a little bit smaller, so only her legs go through, cuts off at the belly.
Pressure.
Yeah, the pressure. Yeah, the whole movement of it. It's just gravity at that point.
We're not trying to make fun of pregnancy, though.
I'm not.
You know what I mean? Well, it sounds like you're trying to get in there and build a better mousetrap, which I'm not a fan of. All right? We got top doctors and nurses in these splash zones working hard. Trying to get the
so
baby out.
we don't need to work on the actual like how it's happening. We just need to work on the branding of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maternity ward.
Build a better mousetrap.
It makes you think of Burt Ward.
parlance.
Makes you think of Robin.
No
You know what I mean? Makes you think of Leave It to Beaver. Think of the Beeve. Then you think of the Tonight Show where he hit the centipede and almost died from it. I can't be the only person who did that. All right.
Build a better mousetrap. I'm still on that. Because Nick said it's an old parlance.
It is an old parlance.
It is an old thing,
I've never
actually.
heard that.
Yeah.
So it's like
Like reinventing the wheel.
you're trying to oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
kind of
okay.
similar.
I think Build a Better Doorstop is another one too.
Yeah. Like, it's already done.
Didn't
We
they
don't
also
need a better
build
one.
a better mousetrap? Like I feel like
They
that
built a
would
lot
be-
of them.
No, they always build these humane ones that like play fucking violin and give them cheese or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, no, man. I'm sick of looking out for these fuckers. All right,
Yeah.
give me the most brutal one.
What's
all right?
playing violin
Play
for
the violin.
Playing the violin. Give me some cheese.
There's somebody like holding their
rat
hand
home.
as they go.
It's like a doula, like a death doula for a rat.
like brushing their hands to their hair. Like it's okay.
Oh man.
Shh, there'll be no more pain. There'll be no more pain.
Build a better mousetrap and the world will beat a path to your door.
Oh, it was
Is a
we're
metaphor
wrong.
about the power of innovation.
That's the opposite of what we said.
What about Build a Better Doorstop? Kevin, we also don't have the chat up out here. Or chats.
Build a better doorstop.
So reinventing the wheel and build a better doorstop are
I
opposite.
typed in build a better
things.
doorstop. There's tutorials for how to build a better doorstop. There's no saying.
Okay, cool.
Maybe that's just a Chicago thing or
Who knows? That might be from my universe. Might never have been said. I might have just put it in there. You know
Here
what
we
I
are
mean?
now.
I've heard it, but I do think we established that I'm also from your universe. Or at least I'm from an alternate universe.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
closer to yours.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch
neighboring.
of people.
Yeah. Neighboring you.
Kissing cousin.
Somebody on the
universes.
Reddit today put up a cartoon that I'm sure has never existed in my world. And then your brother must have seen the Reddit and sent it to me as well. Are you where I'm going with this one?
No.
Danny Phantom on Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah.
Gotta catch him all because he's Danny Phantom.
On Kind of Funny subreddit, yeah, how is Danny Phantom not Greg's favorite show ever? And I look at this and in my universe, Tim, we had a show that used an art style like this.
It's like,
Maybe
oh, hi.
no, maybe Fairly Odd Parents
Fairly
or
Odd
something.
Parents? Yeah,
See,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what we call it in my world. I don't know what
That exists here. as
I don't know
well.
what butterfly effect happened over here that
spiritual
Danny
success.
Phantom
I just
became
want
a
to.
thing.
Did I just misread that? Because I do want to point out that Greg was like, "This is what we call it in my world," and you guys both were like, "Yes, we know what that product is."
Yeah.
Yeah, and Greg just glossed over that.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't
Yeah,
you didn't
yeah.
acknowledge that
Well, it's
product
one
at
of
all.
those things where I guess like the same product can exist in both universes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in the multiverses, there's the same characters.
He
so.
just had the addition. We have the additional one of Danny Phantom. He did not.
We're just way past your time.
Way
It was
past,
past
your time.
my time even.
Yeah.
First
Same here.
episode aired April 3rd, 2004. Final episode August 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like a blessing. It's more of a blessings time. You know,
Sure.
you had to have been born in I don't know 95, 96.
Yeah.
Be into Danny Phantom.
I still feel like somebody should have
Ben
told me
10.
about this. You know, like Ghostbusters. But the problem is that
Ben 10. I always mix up with Danny
the
Phantom.
the concept art they show sounds great, and then they show this thing where he looks like Mr. Fantastic, and then it's Danny Fenton, which sounds like fentanyl, which I'm already not a fan of. We have a problem.
Fen.
I have a
Was
problem in
once
this
your
country.
typical kid until he accidentally blew up his parents' laboratory and became a ghost hunting superhero. All right, well, why are we doing so many
Sick.
things? Now half ghost, okay.
That's what he's
You know what I
Danny
mean?
It's
Phantom.
the Phantom part. He was Phantom
That's who
and
he
then
is.
he's Phantom.
This is a callback to the wedding video I just filmed that no one would be saw but you, but like it's like grandma, right? Pick it. Are you in or you're out?
Yeah.
You alive or you're dead. You can't be half ghost.
Commit.
Although
Greg literally
Ghost
just
Dad-
recorded
let's-
a wedding video.
Let's just put all the Bill Cosby stuff aside for 1 second and talk about Ghost Dad. All right? Like, not a good person. We know that.
We know that.
We're saying
not-
that.
we're not-
We're establishing the line in the sand right now.
We're
We're
not
not
saying
pro Bill Cosby.
We are not Bill Cosby.
But we might be pro
But,
Ghost Dad.
here's what I'll say.
staunchly against.
A lot of
Cosby.
people are like, there's not much more we can do with the paranormal movies, right? You either got Bathsheba or you got Casper over here, all right?
Yeah.
Bill
Two
Cosby
sides of
and
the
that
same
troop, who probably didn't know he was a dirtbag, were like, you know what? What if we did something different, though? What if we made a ghost dad? You know what I
He's a
mean?
dad.
And he's half dead, half alive. You know what I mean? Thing going on there. Think about it.
Wait, was he half alive in the movie?
Yeah. Well, that was the whole thing. Spoilers for Ghost Dad. Okay. He was like in a coma or whatever. Yeah, that's why he was out doing ghost stuff. But then they pieced it back together and they brought him
Oh,
back.
so he wasn't living two lives. He was just
No,
he was
no.
a ghost because he was in a coma.
Yeah.
Oh, I expected him to like,
Yeah,
you
there
know,
was like
hey,
a-
see the family, and then he would go visit the paranormal world.
No, that didn't happen.
There was a good run of those types of movies back in the day, right? Like the angel that no one else could see, or the ghost that no one else could see. Because it wasn't the daughter,
Freaky Friday.
the one that could see him, or something like that in Ghost
Yeah,
Dad?
something like that. Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. Freaky Friday.
Jack
huh?
Frost.
Jack Frost.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis is like the dead version of Lindsay
No,
Lohan.
I think they just swapped bodies.
Yeah, no, they weren't dead, I don't think. Yeah.
Ghost mom.
Huh.
Ghost me. It wasn't her mom. It was an older version of her.
No, it's her
No,
mom.
it's her mom.
Her mom.
It's Freaky Friday.
Yeah, they
They
switched
switched
places.
mom and daughter. switched places.
Andy!
Yeah.
What the fuck? Have you not seen Freaky Friday ever?
Or any body swap movie?
But I thought it was an older version of her. I thought it was like you're the older version
You're
of me.
thinking 13 going on 30.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah. Or the Zac Efron movie where he becomes younger.
I think there
and
was a,
plays basketball.
you know, aside. You were mentioning there was a
Or
lot of.
big.
You
Yeah,
were
the great
mentioning
one.
there's a lot of versions
One
of
of the
those
big-
movies of like there's an angel only I could see. I think there was more versions of
The body swap movies a lot, yeah.
you're an older version of me or younger version of me or
What
you're
was
the
the
mom
Fred
version.
Savage
Fred
one?
Savage one with- and Judd Reinhold.
Yeah.
I want to say Trading Places, but it wasn't Trading Places
No.
because that was obviously the Eddie Murphy
No.
movie. Fuck, it's going to come to me. Someone in the chat will tell us.
17
That was a great
again.
one. That was the Zac Efron one.
Bicentennial man.
Love that. And R.I.P. Matthew Perry.
Man,
Yeah.
what a
Yeah.
Don
R.I.P. Matthew
Tuesday.
Perry.
That's crazy to think about.
3 times a day ketamine. Too much.
You want to talk
Was it
about
really?
I was going to lie of it.
being
Oh, no.
embarrassed, right? Timothy, you want to talk about like making a typo you hope no one will see and call it on a podcast? Alex J. Sandoval in the chat goes, I'm now pro Bill Cosby, but I am pro Leonard Part 6, and then an immediate not. I am as a typo,
Yeah.
but it's too late.
It's too late.
Alex J.
Because
Sandoval
we
right
saw
there
it.
in black and white says, I am now pro
Alex-
Bill Cosby now.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, Alex, when
And
we
the best part is AI is listening to this.
Yeah.
So now when you type Alex J. Sandoval into Google,
Good,
first
great.
thing that's going to pop up is our headline.
Yeah.
Alex J. Sandoval, pro Bill
Our
Cosby?
headline.
Question mark,
crazy,
exclamation.
crazy.
Are you saying
Alex,
that's
send
a-
us a photo of you to put in the thumbnail alongside Bill Cosby's.
Are you saying
mugshot.
that's the name of the YouTube title?
That's our headline now.
Oh man.
Oh, good. I'm hoping that's what this video is about.
Everybody. Kevin, can you do me a favor?
I will say
Vice versa. That was
That's
it.
what it was.
Great job, Langley M. Neely.
Kevin,
Kirk
can you,
Cameron,
can
like
you bring
father,
me a
like
bunch
son,
of little
that's right.
glasses, like little shot glasses, or just like
You bring fresh
Different
Mountain Dew, or are you
cups.
still doing weird Mountain Dew stuff?
for everybody here to try out? We're gonna do a little taste test.
Okay, I
'Cause
like
it's
that.
a new season. It's a new fall season.
Ooh, pumpkin
Every
spice.
fall, every Halloween, you get a little surprise called Mountain Dew Voodoo.
Oh.
Every year is a mystery flavor. 2020 was fruit candy. It was Skittles. They couldn't call it Skittles. One of the years was Starburst. They couldn't call it Starburst. Another year was some other candy, right? Way too sweet. These are like, they are, they're turning up the saturation on all of these flavors. And right now, the 2024 version is now out.
Do we know what it is?
Thank you, Kevin.
I've
Look at
never
this.
participated.
No, I had no idea. No idea.
I've never participated though. So like it's out. What, you gonna pour them and pass them out? That's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
makes more sense. Just give me an empty cup.
You could technically give us the cups and then pass out the bottle if you wanted to.
So anyways,
Whatever's easiest.
is it people online are talking about what it is and Mountain Dew's like, we won't tell you yet? They're playing coy about it, or are they confirming or denying?
I don't know yet, honestly, because it always sort of like creeps up on me. Because when me and Nick did the Dew Dome, we tasted all of the voodoo flavors dating back to 2019. So we did 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Or maybe not even 23. I forgot when we did that. But 24, it's a brand new flavor. They always look kind of this color. They look like they're just white.
Oh, they got to be. Otherwise, you would know.
It's ghostly, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we're going to give it all a shot right here, give it a taste, and see if we could all
This is
guess
exciting.
together. If you know in the chat, please don't type shit. I don't want you all to spoil anything for us because I think we can all give it a little
Give it
shot
a
right
fair
here.
shake.
Jesus.
These
Really hard.
little tiny glasses like this. Remember the ones you use to clean your eyeballs out.
I love these.
Clean your eyeballs.
You ever see that?
Oh.
Maybe it's an old west thing. Maybe it's not an old western movie. Where they put the little formula in there, put in your eye.
It's got to
Back up and
smell.
down.
You're taking a sniff already? Come on. Ooh, yeah, it does have a
It's
smell.
familiar, but I can't
Jeez,
quite
yeah,
place it.
yeah.
It's
Bottoms up, everybody. Bottoms up. Happy voodoo.
It's delicious for sure.
Man, it is so sweet.
I mean, it tastes like Skittles.
Gosh, that is a candy.
It's a candy.
Say
It's a
Skittle one
Skittle.
more time.
It's a fucking Skittle. Wait a minute.
Time out.
No, it's a Starburst.
Might be a Starburst, yeah.
It's a Starburst.
Be like a pink
could've
Starburst, yeah.
I could have sworn they already did Starburst.
This is a fucking Starburst.
Yeah, it's either a Starburst or a Skittle. I mean, it tastes very similar.
Okay, let me go through
Because it
Hold on,
smells
it's
like
still
it
open.
smells
Go
like
for
a
it.
bag of
Get more,
Starburst.
Get some more.
But to be fair, like a lot of candies are taste and smell exactly
They're
alike. You just
similar.
don't,
Yeah. But I
you know.
This-
I think you might be. I think you might be spot on.
this really does taste like a Starburst, though.
Okay, so the first voodoo ever was candy corn.
That's
Voodoo
disgusting.
2.0,
Let me get a little more of this.
fruit candy explosions. That's Skittles, right? The next voodoo ended up being fruit candy chews, which is Starburst. Voodoo from 2021 was a sour candy flavor. I don't even know what that could be, what they mean by that.
Like Sour Patch Kids, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Voodoo 2020, is that 3 or 2022 maybe? No, 2023 was Cherry Airheads.
Oh, I love a cherry.
See, that's what I'm saying. This could be something along that vein, like a Sour Patch, like a sweet Sour Patch Kid or something.
I would bet money that this is Starburst.
Yeah, but how many times have I gone to the movies and Andy got some random ass candy I've never heard of, and it tastes kind of like a Starburst?
But like, I
Because
don't know which
2021
flavor this is,
already
but
did.
This might be a specific Starburst.
I think it's pink. Pink
This is a
Starburst.
pink Starburst.
You think it's a
This
strawberry
is a pink
Starburst?
Yeah, that's what this is.
Yeah, I could see that.
Could be wrong though.
Give me another taste. Where with the bottle?
Right here, buddy.
Oh,
Got that
oh,
for
I
you.
still have some.
I like how it's got a little like thickness to this girth to the side there.
It's ribbed.
Rib for
your
our
pleasure.
pleasure.
Our pleasure. Everyone's pleasure. Hey, how you doing?
God.
Good to see
Damn, you might be right. I think you're right. I think it is a strawberry Starburst. But they already gave fruit candy chews to 2021.
But now,
But now it's pink fruit candy chew. It's kind of a cop out.
I wish they could just say the fucking brand name.
Yeah, like,
I
let's
hate
just
that
be
they
real.
make
partner
us guess
up,
like that.
dude.
It's stupid.
Bro, they don't have that kind of money.
Anyway, now I'm gonna mix this
PepsiCo.
with
Only the
my
Pepsi
Baja
Cola
Blast Zero.
top it off the top there.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit in here.
If you didn't know, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, this is the Kind of Funny podcast each and every week. 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table.
It's too far.
Coming to talk to you about whatever it is we want to talk about. If you like that, of course, you should be part of the show. You can write in over at kindoffunny.com/KF podcast. But more importantly, if you had a Kind of Funny membership, not only would you get all of our shows ad free, not only would you get the daily podcast and video called Greg Way. 20 minutes today. That's what I do. Don't worry about it.
I just missed some of those syllables there.
20 minutes.
Uh-huh.
That's what I do.
Oh, that's
That's
what
what
I
I
missed.
do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't.
What'd you hear?
I just heard 20 minutes. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do. I didn't think the Mountain Dew's gotten to him.
Importantly, you'd be watching live just like pro Bill Cosby, Alex
Oh,
J.
God.
Sandoval is.
No, we can't
Wow.
do this.
Oh, come on. They were all part of the bit. Sally Jesse Raphael didn't just jump to this part of the podcast and go, what? Oh, my God. Her red glasses fall
I
off.
would fucking lose my shit if Sally Jesse Raphael was a fan of our fucking podcast.
But apparently she's not. She's just tuning in the middle of the show.
SJR?
Can you imagine?
So cool.
There's a lot
I
of
wish
the-
she used to this. Like fix the glasses.
You want to talk about some talk shows I wish you could have been in the audience for.
That's who she is.
Sally Jesse Raphael, Phil Donahue.
No
Was it just
idea.
called Sally?
I don't remember anymore.
I don't
What
recall
is
either.
this?
Because it's like
Donahue,
the set, Tim. It reminded me of a.
daytime talk show host.
It reminded me though of a because she'd walk around the crowd, right? She'd do crowd
I'm sorry.
all of
Talk
them did.
about trying just to bury your, anybody who gets in your way. Alex J. Sandoval, the pro Bill Cosby guy, says, isn't Sally Jesse Raphael dead? LMAO. He laughs at her death, too, if that's true.
Well, she was born in 1935. So
This
like,
is fuck.
like, I
She
do
would be
not know this.
amazing
Do you
if
know
she
this
was-
woman?
I only
I mean, that's like modern. You know what I mean? That's modern. When you think of Sally Jesse
2012.
Raphael, that's not what you think of.
There
huh?
was like 5, maybe 6 daytime talk
She's
show
still
hosts.
alive.
Wow.
Yes.
Alex J. Sandoval.
That's a $50
97
fine.
years old.
That's a $50 fine.
That's
Man.
In the Web Bizarre Show
absolutely
world.
wild. I do not know this woman, though.
Sally, if you're listening, I'm sorry for doubting you.
Who,
You are immortal.
Ricky Lake?
Ricky Lake,
I know
Sally
Ricky.
Jesse Raphael, Ricky Lake was a little later.
She was
Phil
later.
Donahue,
She was the
Oprah, of
taste for a
course,
new
being the
generation.
biggest of them. But that's that generation of, and Geraldo Rivera They were all daytime talk show hosts. They were just big deals, specifically to my mom.
I just I picture her like if you were to replace the person Jerry Springer with Sally, I picture them very similar. Where they'd always be in the crowd,
Yeah,
like kind of walking with the microphone
Yeah.
in that little studio, right?
It's that same vibe, but Springer was like shock jock style.
yeah.
So I just
Springer
Raphael was
extreme.
like trying to be kind of legit, I think.
Anyways, you can
Jenny
be watching
Jones.
live just like they are the day before and privately when we're here, feeling out the jokes. You know what I mean?
It's feeling out the room.
Maury.
Look at Tim, he hates it.
It's like, you
He
know,
hates
some
the
things you
spiel
just
without
can't
the
come back
joke.
from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, man.
It's funny
It's
because
not me.
as I'm looking
Alex
through
J.
the
Sandoval over there are the ones who's doing it. You know what I mean?
I'm so sorry.
It's funny. I'm looking through the live chat and we see some people who've been with us for a really long time. And first off, shout out to you guys. And second off, I see more people in the chat that Greg has burned alive than not.
Alex J. Sandoval, you're right. I can't go back from this. Oh my God. Of course, like, subscribe, share, youtube.com/kindafunnygames, podcast services. You can get it there a day later. And of course, with some ads. Remember, we're all about live talk shows and couldn't do it without our Patreon producers, Daryl Levine, James Hastings, Casey Andrew, Carl Jacobs, and Nathan Lamoth. They were brought to you by Shady Rays and Hymns.
I'm just not. I haven't heard that many names before. In a while.
I mean, who's this
Thank
Daryl
you.
Levine? It's a new name.
Avril's friend, I think.
Friend or like brother? Like, wouldn't it be crazy if you had a friend named Daryl Levine? You're like, are we related? Not at all.
They're just friends.
Not at all.
They came together in class. They were sat right next to each
They're
other.
like Levine. They're like president. They're like, no, Daryl. Like,
Never put it together.
Levine too.
Never put it together.
I ordered-
Your dad looks kind of like my dad. It's fucking weird.
For lunch today, I ordered a Hawaiian barbecue, and I ordered it for pickup. And I walked to the place that's called Hawaiian Drive-In, which ironically doesn't have a drive-in. Don't understand it.
Well, I like
But
is that the one we would go to at the
this
old
one
studio?
like
the one by Walgreens?
Yeah,
Just the one up by
Walgreens.
Walgreens,
Good.
Oh, never mind.
like 2 blocks away or whatever.
Oh, right.
So I walked there. And
That's why I used to do laundry when I lived with Kevin's mom.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Yeah, very
years.
close to Kevin's mom.
Good years.
But we grew up going there. It doesn't matter. The guy working there, he looked at me and he was like, "Tim?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yep.
And I grabbed him. He goes, "Huh? I'm Tim too. Do you think we're related?" And I just looked at this man. Very clearly not related. And I was like, oh, I just kind of laughed at it. And he kind of like doubled down of like, "We're both Tim. Do you think that we're?"
There's he had to have. He's
must
got to
have
know
screwed
who
you,
you are, and is like, I
Oh,
want to
no,
be podcast
no.
material.
Yeah.
No, he was an
Oh.
older Asian man.
Oh,
I think he was just being funny.
close.
And it was, but then it got to the point of this is.
You're like, we need to let this joke go.
Yeah.
I'm walking out now.
Tim,
with
I
my
appreciate you. I love the food,
Yeah,
but I
shout
gotta
out
go.
Tim,
I gotta
dude.
go.
You're calling his boss.
Yeah. You're never gonna believe it. I met my brother.
The one over so across the street from the 7-Eleven over there by the gas station, this way, I guess, angling. Not by the Hawaiian Drive-In, but like just the walk.
Uh-huh.
There's a pizza place over there, that's under
Yes.
new ownership.
Uno.
And the other day I desperately wanted some pizza, so I went
Yeah.
over there and I went in, and it was very much one of those like, oh, is this a front for
100%
something?
it is.
Because I walked in and they had pizzas.
It's a family affair.
And I eventually get the pizza, spoilers, and it was fine. It was
It's fine.
fine. But it was the thing I walked in and like then I just stood there and nobody was there. And then finally a guy came around and he's like, oh. And I'm like, hey. I'm like, can I get 2 slices of pepperoni? And he was very I
He's like,
think
are you the guy?
there might have been a language barrier, and I don't think that's his job there. He seemed like it was like if I was like, Andy, can you come around the counter and just nobody's gonna come in. I gotta go to the bathroom or whatever.
Oh.
And because then at the end he's like, okay. I think $6 a piece. I'm like, okay, here's money. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm shocked you
place.
ate that pizza. I'm
It
shocked that
looked
you
great.
got
It was clean inside. It wasn't like it was a dirty
Oh, yeah.
place.
But like that's too expensive, right?
Oh, it's not that. It's
Oh.
just Greg. If anything kind of sticks out as a weird thing food wise for you, I'm I'm used to you just
passed
leaving
the
it be.
cleanliness check.
Okay.
The pizza looked good, and like I said, I was desperate for pizza. I
I'm-
wanted Costco pizza because it's so dirt cheap, but I didn't want to drive. I just didn't want any of the things that are like readily available.
Almost had an emergency yesterday.
Pants wise,
No, laundry wise. You know the little tray that you push in there for the lint, right?
Yeah.
Open up the dryer, and it had popped out just enough to where one of the pieces of plastic was sticking out,
Oh.
and a piece of my clothing got stuck on
Oh,
that piece of
no.
plastic, and was fucking wrapped up in 3 other pieces of clothing, rotated in such a way that I'm like, some of it did tear. I found like some underwear that was in there that had holes. Maybe those holes are already there. Who knows? But like everything was wrapped up, and also the lint laundry, the fabric softener was also kind of like tied in knots. And I just had a bunch of pieces of clothing that were like really, really, really wound up. And to the point where I was like, oh my God, what if something with the lint, because you're not supposed to fuck up this lint remover, right?
No.
That's like,
Well, I mean, you gotta clean it
fires.
out.
You gotta clean it
Yeah.
out.
Oh, well, I guess it wasn't going in there dirty anyway, but like if something goes into the lint remover slot, does something, I'm just surprised there wasn't like a fucking major malfunction that happened, because this clothing was wrapped up so tightly, and I have to rewatch these things because they were just so wrinkled by the end of it. And I'm wondering, like, did I just like, defy death, or could there have anything have happened there?
I mean,
dryer
anything
wise.
can happen. Anything can happen.
I don't think
Yeah.
so. I think you have the safety mechanisms on dryers if something like stalls out or starts to overheat, and I'm pretty sure they stop.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a newer one. It is a newer one.
Yeah, I think you're probably okay. I mean, you definitely want to get that checked if it's going to happen again.
It's just, it also, the now, like, the lint remover thing doesn't go down far enough. Like, it's like,
You gotta
there's something.
See,
You
if
gotta
that gets
click
jammed
in.
up, you got a problem.
Yeah, you might want
There
to.
might be lint in that tray.
You
where,
lint liquor.
Okay.
You got to do the iPhone thing where you take the like a paper clip and scrape
That
out like
video's
what
so
Kevin's
cool.
talking about.
That video was awesome. You see that
Sometimes
one?
you put the leaf blower on it, you blow it out the ass.
The dryer?
Yeah.
Greg is loading up with some more Mountain Dew.
He's loaded
He's
up.
got some
Listen, we're about 2
juice.
sips away from you just drinking out of the bottle.
Just do it, man.
You can
Let's
take
do
it, man. I already got my fill in my Mountain Dew Baja Blast Zero.
You gotta stop
think it's-
mixing it, bro.
I think it's making me feel as a better podcaster.
Why do I got to stop mixing it? What's the problem?
Love when you drink shit
It's
like it's a
not right.
fucking Michelob Ultra, like it's a Coors Banquet.
I just, I never, even for the, what the fuck? That's an insane statistic. For my daily value added sugar, it's 146%.
That's a can of soda.
Andy,
I don't drink these.
why'd you give it to me?
That's why I only put a little.
My body's not
Can't handle it. You can't handle it.
I can't do this. I'm gonna die.
He's gonna die. Get him some. We gotta get Greg some Tums. Get him some Tums.
I told you that's why. Like Nick, while you were gone, I let them know, hey, there's been a Mountain Dew in there that I've been slowly drinking over a week and a half, because I pour a little bit into my Mountain Dew Zero, or my Diet Mountain Dew. So I pour a little bit of it to have that sweetness of it and to have that sugar content, but I never drink a whole bottle. It's a lot. It's
So much.
and thank you. Now you understand, Greg, that I'm like, Mountain Dew. I understand you're going for the diet market. You're going for the zero market. Why can't we have a little bit of an in between? It is such an extreme to go for a 270 calorie bottle with how much sugar?
146% added sugar, my daily value.
Like we can
many
go. We can
grams is
find a
that?
middle ground somewhere
73.
there.
73 grams of sugar.
That's so
crazy.
much.
That's crazy.
Miller, you don't have to keep drinking it. Like, I noticed that you're still you're freaking out. You've only had 3 sips of it.
You're only
That's only
you're only at
15%.
15-20% of your daily.
But I've started it.
Yeah.
You understand? Like,
Greg's
I
the
put
man
my
that-
lips to it.
He's a man of his word.
What are we going to do? It can't go back now. Andy's not going to drink it
He's not
anymore.
gonna touch it.
The tears in your eyes.
Because I was going to say, like, I don't drink soda other than Coke. You know what I mean? And the Coke is like maybe once or twice a week kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a treat for me around here.
Yeah.
And then I have this, and I'm like, oh, man, I remember it takes me back to the basement,
Oh my gosh.
Poe having these, just sitting there drinking mine. Then I
World
look
of
at this thing,
Warcraft.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
146.
I would love to have you time
Take it
travel
away from-
back to me being in high school with all my friends who were playing World of Warcraft. Like
I can't
would
handle it, Kev.
I would love to be a tourist in that era. Take all you guys back to just the sleepover.
watch Andy.
The hot and sweaty sleepover.
God,
we got
so
Lord of
hot
the
and
Rings
sweaty.
playing. We're playing World of Warcraft. Got the Mountain Dew Code Red. Why the fuck is there not a readily available Mountain Dew Code Red Zero? That's the bigger question, Nick.
You were so in on Mountain Dew, Andy. Like, it's crazy to me.
Oh my god, I thought you had a hard candy in there. I was like, what are you doing in there?
I need a Luden's cough drop right now. I gotta get
Wait,
it.
do they not sell Code Reds just in the store?
There's not a Code Red Zero.
Oh, okay.
There's a Baja Blast Zero. There's a Mountain Dew Zero, which is hard to find.
Yeah.
But, I love a CZ. I love a Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Andy, the fucking shit they put in there is more unhealthy than the actual sugar. Fucking go tell your mom about it, okay? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Call her up.
You know what I mean?
Let her know.
Anyway, Code Red Zero not available anywhere. It's like a very regional thing that you can only get in some time.
You gotta
frame.
imagine they make more money off the sugar stuff though, because the sugar stuff's got to be cheaper.
Dude,
than
I don't think so.
artificial shit.
They are always in stock at the CVS's and Walgreens I go to, and I feel like they're just not selling them because people know. Like it's almost gotten to the point where the super high calorie sugar shit has got to be on a similar boat with alcohol. You know how like alcohol sales have not exactly been exploding recently because Gen Z's just kind of like we'd rather just smoke or whatever.
Yeah,
like
alcohol
alcohol sales not going great recently. I feel like it's the same deal with these super high sugary drinks.
I mean, Gia is not a soda drinker, never has been, like, period.
Awesome.
Like, every once in a while, like, she'll have a sip of a Coke, like a can, and, like, not even finish it, whatever. When I told her that, like, I enjoy Mountain Dew, I don't think I've ever seen her more offended. Like, she was just like, Mountain Dew, like, that shouldn't be on store shelves. She's never even had it. But, like, Mountain Dew is the example to the normal person of, like,
the
science has
extreme.
went too fucking far here.
Yeah.
You know? And
Like,
I
the
get
government needs to step in.
the color of it. The color of every version of Mountain Dew is
Yeah.
problematic. Even the fucking mystery ghost flavor. Why is it that creamy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what it looks like.
Yeah.
Come.
Did they
I
ban?
literally thought of you the other day. I don't even know why.
I can't wait to find. I just said come. I thought of you the other day. I don't know why.
I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I can't remember what I was watching. Probably porn. And I just the term throwing ropes came into my brain.
Yeah.
And I just started
Shooting ropes,
laughing.
yeah,
Shooting ropes
Yeah,
out. Yeah,
yeah.
it's great.
Did they ban Red 4 or whatever?
Yeah.
So
It
maybe-
causes cancer.
Okay, well, no, they still sell Code Red here though.
They probably figured out another dye for it.
Blood.
Does anyone really give a shit what color the red sugar soda is they're putting in their brain? They probably just figured out a different dye for it.
Mountain Dew Code
Soda's
Red
such an interesting thing. You know?
Zero.
Mm-hmm.
It's I mean, it's definitely very conflicting for me because I grew up. That's how I gained most of my weight when I was a kid, by drinking just fucking 6 packs of Coke
Sure.
every day
Yeah.
and having absolutely no one say this is a bad idea for this 12-year-old to be fucking
And that's
housing
the
this
thing
shit.
where I don't understand. Not like we needed to be stopped,
We did.
but it was the fact we would have a sleepover and it would be 5 of us.
Yeah.
And I remember my parents would like get 2 24 packs of soda, Dr. Pepper and Coke,
Yeah.
and like for 12 hours, me and these gremlins of not children, teens, whatever, are tearing. There'd be none left. We would stay up till 3 a.m. drinking can after can after can after can of soda.
Yeah.
And it's like at some point, like I just like even a sit down, it's like, do you guys understand how bad this is?
I don't think I knew or anyone had ever told me how bad soda was until like college. Because remember, like you just trusted. You were like, we're in high school, and you'd either get the cafeteria meal, which would have that weird, slightly warm carton of milk every single time, or for $1.25, you could get a piece of Pizza Hut pizza, and I always get $2.50, and then for another $1, you get a massive styrofoam cup of cola. And my mom used to give me like $4 every day for lunch, or $3 every day for lunch, and nobody ever questioned that at all. And I would just sit there and house those things, and then just drink
But
soda
I
all
understand
fucking day long.
metabolism, and I understand all that. I'm not,
I didn't have
I'm
it.
not
I
trying to
think
get
that a
away
lot
that
of
everybody's
this-
having fun.
This is a good example of like how quickly generations can change, where it's just like that is y'all's experience. Mine could not be further from that. Soda was the devil. They made that very freaking clear.
Good.
It was like literally when I was in middle school, I remember being so excited to go to high school because high school had like vending machines.
Yeah.
And then literally it was the year that I went in.
You could break the law.
It was against the rule of there's some I don't know if it was a city thing or a state thing. I think it was state that you weren't allowed to sell soda at high school.
I think it started as a city thing and became a state thing by the end of my high school.
It was
'Cause they
crazy.
still had it for
Classic.
a while.
They are trying to take away your sodas.
Liberal San Francisco.
So check this out.
Doesn't want their kids to get pre-diabetic.
Pepsi Home
The game is
Delivery.
Powerade.
PepsiHomeDelivery.com.
Okay.
Missed
That
the
sounds
point
like
on
a
that one.
fake website that like you go to and it steals your information.
Only available in Champaign, Illinois, Urbana, and Savoy. Are those places in Illinois as well?
No, Champaign Urbana is like it's like
Okay.
Daly City in San Francisco.
So this website only home delivers to Champaign, And I already found a Reddit thread from a year ago, somebody being like, why is this the only website that I can get Mountain Dew code Red 0 at? Why is it only on this Pepsi home delivery site?
Les probably still knows people there. It's when we went to college there.
Oh, shit.
That's
He's
a weird
from
call.
there, right? I don't think he went to me. Did he go? Bless.
He's from the Illini, right?
Yeah, he was University of Illinois. Yeah, okay. So yeah, he went.
Are they in Champaign?
Yeah.
The Fighting Illini.
Yeah.
So lame ass logo, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just like the name of the school.
Well, it used to be like,
There's no mascot, right?
Well, no, they used to have all of that. The logo used to be a Native American.
Oh, okay.
And they used to have a guy dressed as a Native American on the sidelines.
Okay.
Chief Illini Wick, I want to say. Chief Illini. Maybe it's just Chief Illini. Maybe I'm adding the Wick.
Mr. Week.
That sounds, but like, okay, it's a dumb question. But that sounds like that was an actual real person.
Here's the problem. I'll stop the conversation.
Yeah.
All right. Champaign-Urbana could have been a different planet from where I was in the
Sure,
burbs of
sure,
Chicago.
sure.
And then when I went to Mizzou, only saw him for the bragging rights game. So I'm not super versed.
Got it.
So I don't remember. I want to say it might have, at least at some point in their history, it was just a white guy dressed.
Oh, I'm sure that.
As a Native American, people are like,
I'm sure it's been co-opted all to hell and like and all that bad boy. But I'm saying like I was expecting it to be something as like offensive as like the Redskins or the Chiefs or something that's like
or
very.
you mean
very,
Chief Wahoo or whatever from the Cleveland Indians?
Yes.
Like you cannot get more.
It's like wow, we didn't even try on that one. Like we're actually trying to be offensive.
Yeah.
We're trying to piss some people out.
So anyway, yeah, that's the only website, and a lot of subreddits very unhappy.
I think maybe, and I'm just going to say this for you, as your friend and a person who's enjoyed working alongside of you for the last almost decade.
Yeah.
At this point, maybe that's a sign that it's not something that you should be putting on your body. If they make it that hard to get, maybe we just go with Coke Zero.
I understand that and agree with you, but I feel so fucking good right now.
Yeah.
All right. Do you understand?
I
Like,
do get it.
I feel like 2007 Greg Miller at IGN. All right. I'm
Yeah.
fucking ready. I'm fired.
Everyone
I'm
loved
ready
you
to
then.
go.
That was the
God.
best Greg Miller.
Yeah. I was
So you used
young.
to just walk in and just stand on desks and like do Braveheart speeches. That was always fun. Everyone.
Don't worry. For now, everybody, I'll remind you that if you like this show, you should support it with a Kinda Funny membership. Of course, you get all of our shows ad-free, the ability to watch as we record live, just like Cosby's #1 fan, Alex J. Sandoval does.
Oh God.
And of course, watch live. Greg Way. Sorry. The sugar is kicking in.
Oh, fuck. Scrap it.
I'm
The
getting
second half
so
of the
far
show.
ahead of it, too.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
one can stop me. Sue. No one can stop him. And it's one of those fun ones, right?
Yeah.
Where when you start operating on this level, time dilation.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where it's like,
Is it
I
long or is it short?
don't like to sit in the pocket. Football terminology for you, Andy.
Yeah.
But look at me. I'm here.
It's a mobile
It's
quarterback.
doing it right now. You know what I mean? Where will the rest of this show take us? Find out after these messages.
This episode's brought to you by Shady Rays. Get ready for the season ahead with quality shades built to last. Our friends over at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers an unrivaled product that's just as good as any expensive pair that we've worn. Durable frames and world-class optics for all outdoor adventures. With an extensive array of styles and colors, you're bound to find the perfect pair of Shady Rays sunglasses. Y'all know I've been outside a lot in the sun playing some Pokemon Go, and it's such a great experience wearing my Shady Rays when I'm out and about looking dope. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost or broken replacements. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal. Head to shadyrays.com and use code KINDAFUNNY for 50% off 2 or more pairs of shades. You can try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. shadyrays.com, use code KINDAFUNNY for 50% off 2 or more pairs of shades. This episode is brought to you by Hims. Guys, sometimes intimate moments happen spontaneously, and we'll always want to be ready so we can perform in the bedroom. Hims has treatments that can help you stay hard and last longer, giving you that boost of confidence so you can be ready whenever the mood strikes. Hims is changing men's healthcare by providing access to affordable sexual health treatments, all from the comfort of your couch. No insurance is needed. Pay one low price for your treatments, online visits, ongoing shipments, and provider messaging. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/kindafunny. That's HIMS.com/kindafunny for your personalized ED treatment options. hims.com/kindafunny. The products mentioned are chewable compounded products, which are not approved by or verified for safety or effectiveness by the FDA. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions, details, and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Nick,
Gregory.
when I came out from reviewing Redacted in the streaming room, Tim Geddes looked me in the eye and said, "We have a topic for you."
You.
What's the topic?
The topic is a continuation of a Gregway I put out about a week and a half ago. I think you were on a fun vacation with your family, so I took over, and I got an interesting opportunity that I've been working toward for a very long time since I did Waiting for the Punchline. I finally got my Punchline audition.
Woo!
Yes. And so,
to explain to people who missed the Greg way, what does this mean?
So dialing it back, a long time ago at Galaxy Far, Far Away, I was like, I'm going to start doing comedy. I'd like to try that.
You made it your New Year's resolution on this show.
Yes.
And you talked about
which I think was 2017. And I want to say it was 2017 because I think the original time I did stand up for the first time was, I want to say February 23rd, 2017. And from there, I went to some mics.
His birthday.
And I started miking, started meeting people, and that's when someone told me, "Hey, have you gone to Punchline yet?" And I was like, "I don't really know what Punchline is. I'd maybe seen the Punchline Comedy Club one time walking by it. It's got a very kind of cool looking awning that's down on Battery Street in the Finance District, but I'd never really been to the club. I think maybe I walked by with Sean Finnegan one time. I was like, "Can we come in?" And the guy's like, "The show's almost over. You have to buy tickets to this thing." I was like, "I don't know. I thought you just go to the bar, right? Whatever." So I started in comedy. I started falling in love with it, and people were like, "Well, you should go to Punchline because Punchline is the premier club in Northern California. It's a very famous club. It's one of anyone that came up in the Bay Area or has come through the Bay Area loves performing there. Very small, very intimate, exactly what you want a comedy club to be." And
many different Netflix specials shot this.
there.
You've probably seen it before.
Yeah, I mean, it's Sarah Silverman was just there because she's working on her new hour. Anyone that wants to work, to actually work on their hour, work on in front of a good audience, they'll pick Punchline more often than not because it's only, I think it's like 250 seats, very low ceilings, very, very, very cool, intimate, fun, great club, great acoustics and all that stuff. So I was like, that sounds cool. What do I do? And they go, well, we have a system. So if as you progress as a comedian, you can start going, when you feel comfortable, you can start going to what's called the SF Showcase, which are called the Sunday Showcase, which is every Sunday, every comic in the Bay Area comes and you hang out and you introduce yourself to the booker. And if you come long enough and you put in enough Sundays and they see you kind of having a presence, they'll give you the opportunity to go up. And so your first sort of milestone as a comic in our scene is going from open micer to sort of doing that first set at Punchline. And that can take anywhere between 9 months to a year and a half, depending on how much time you put. It's what time you put in is what you get out of it, right? If they're seeing you at other shows, if they're hearing that you're funny, they'll put you up. You get 6 minutes with a 1 minute light, right? And so I remember saying that I was like, oh, that's a really cool process. I started going. I met the booker. I started meeting more people. I started realizing the scene was massive and full of really, really talented comics. And I remember walking in and saying, I brought you to one of the shows and you were like, holy crap, these people are like really, really good.
Punchline, step above the comedy shows that I've been to. And I've been to a whole bunch with you and like around you.
Yes.
Cobb's awesome. And I feel like it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
Punchline, I've never had a bad experience.
Amazing, right? And so the process there is you go for a while, and at a certain point when they feel you're ready, they put you up for the first time. And then if you do, you do what you do. A lot of people have good first sets. Mine was terrible. It was okay. But I remember telling Jeff about this process, Jeff Ramsey, when we were hanging out with the RT people. And he was like, that's a really fascinating process. We're doing this RT doc series. We should do a documentary about this. And so year 2 of my stand-up comedy career-ish, roughly, we did Waiting for the Punchline, which chronicled that process of kind of going to those open mics and working on that first set to then be able to go up for your first time at, what is to me like a very, very cool, like cherished club, right? Being able to see that and then seeing the people that had come up before me and watching how good they were, I was like, oh my God, this would be so cool one day if I could just go up and do my first set here. And that was that documentary. But
is there a context you could put this in of like I'm thinking of when people want to join those improv clubs in New York and stuff like those.
No, because improv has like tiers to it. So if you're going to be a groundling, you can be like, from what I understand, I've never done it before, but groundlings, you pay and everyone gets into the entry level. And then as you progress, you get promoted to the higher levels until you're part of the actual like Saturday crew. And those are the people that are like the ones that perform for paid audiences. So I guess that is sort of the process. But for them, you still have to sort of audition for them. And then they approve you and you go, okay, cool. It's like Will Ferrell, Maya Rudolph, Kristen Wiig. They all had to do that. And then they got to the higher ranks. And then that's when you sort of get noticed and get asked to come audition for
Saturday Night
SNL,
Live.
right?
Okay,
So
gotcha.
for me, I'm not even at that point. To me, it's like, how do I get up for my first Sunday, do my first set, see how I do, deal with the anxiety of that. And we're talking, I think it was like 5 minutes, my first set, right? But that's part one of the process that the punchline offers. That is the initial, that documentary did was the initial sort of like, hey, this is got, a first milestone for you, right? From that point on.
Can I jump in here?
Sure.
Can I tell people what's up?
Well, I'm getting to it.
Okay, go for it.
And that's why I was confused
So-
initially, because before you left on vacation, you told Tim the news and we overheard. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking awesome. But then I, as somebody who doesn't fully understand the process, was like, well, what was the whole like doc thing about? So now this makes a lot more sense.
So that was the documentary. So the next stage is to try and become what's called a paid regular at the punchline. That process can take anywhere from, I've seen people do it in 2 to 3 years. I've seen people do it in 10 years. I've seen people, it depends on a lot of factors, namely like, hey, how much time are you putting in? How much are you committing to the punchline? Are you coming every Sunday? Are you getting up consistently? Because then you start getting up on a frequency of like every 3 months. And if you do well, maybe it becomes every 2 months. And if you do well, maybe it's once a month. And then if you do well, you get asked to start doing the Cobb showcases. And then if you do super well, you get the email that I got 2 weeks ago, which was, hey, we'd like you to come host, or we'd like you to come do a guest spot on the All-Star Show, which is a Tuesday show, really, really cool show, where it's like kind of the best of the best. They do like a one on Tuesdays. You'll come in and it'll be like a little showcase show, or it's a headliner show, which are the two different types of shows you can do. Headliner being you have a host, you have a feature, and then you have the headliner, and they do varying degrees of time. So host does 15, feature does 20, 25, headliner does 45 to an hour. Showcases can be anywhere between 15-minute sets to like 25-minute sets of multiple comics, anything equaling like an hour and a half to 2 hours is usually the show. So I got asked to do a guest spot on the All-Star Show, which was 7 minutes. That's your pre-audition. That's your, hey, it's coming. Don't fuck this up. I did it. Had a great time.
Yeah, you didn't
Sent my
fuck it
clip through. Got an email and said, great, how was August 27th for your audition? Now, the audition process is you have to do 15 minutes. Can't go under. You have to nail all the announcements for the show, including the opening announcements, the after your set announcements, the after the feature announcements, and then
Are
after
these
the
the
headline
ones over the
announcements.
microphone, or when you come back on stage, like, all right, give it up. That was Tim Geddes. Everybody remember?
Yeah,
X,
the way
Y, Z?
exactly. So the way it would be is you start the show, you go up, they go, ladies and gentlemen, welcome your host to the stage, Nick Scarpino. You go up, you go, yeah, let's get everyone clapping, get everyone excited, get them laughing right off the rip. Do 15 minutes, which is interesting. We'll talk about that in a second. And then at the end of your set, once you're done with your time, your first announcement is, thanks guys, that's it for me. Hey, how about another round of applause for your bar and wait staff? They're working hard in the dark. You'll hear them say that. Give them, make sure you tip them well. So remind everyone, hey, you're getting food, tip them well. Then you got to bring up the next person. You can't screw up their name. And I had 2 people I had to guest, and then I had to bring up the feature. And after the feature, you're supposed to remind people, hey, we got awesome shows coming up. Go to punchlinecomedyclub.com. Check those out, yada, yada. You ready for your headliner? Great. Bring up the headliner. And after the headliner, there's another little bit that you have to say, which is basically like, hey, remind people we got awesome shows. Grab a calendar, drive safe, stuff like that.
So is this a test run?
No, this is
This
like
is happening like it's legit.
Oh, it's real. It's
This
an
is-
audition, but
okay.
it's a real show.
I don't know why part of me
This
thought
is-
this was like a simulated
Nope.
run or whatever.
So
Okay.
my show is for not a showcase, it was a headliner show for a great comic named Johnny Taylor. I had Becky Lynn as my feature, and then there was a guest spot. Holly James was there for a guest spot. So I had 3 names I had to remember. Then I had to remember the 2 headliners that are coming the next couple weeks to remind everyone for that. And then you got to nail your 15 minutes into your spot. And I had the night, and I was like, that felt really good. It was a fucking awesome honor just to be able to do the audition and like get the opportunity. And not only that, it was really cool to like, when I got the news, they gave me 2 weeks to prep, which is awesome. Thank you for that. And I reached out to all my friends and I was like, if you could, because normally the spots you do as a comic is 10 to 12 minutes. You don't very often in the independent shows get to do 15. That's a lot of time for a bar show. It's a lot of time for like the speakeasy show like you went to, right? Like more established comics get that time, not a person who's hosting the show. And so I reached out to all my friends and I was like, no big deal if you can't do it. And all my friends came through with 15-minute spots. All of them. I did like 8 15-minute spots beforehand.
Wow.
Like, and so I went from like the average spot being 10 minutes to like from Tuesday all the way to Sunday, I packed it in with like 10, 15-minute spots. So ran my 15 minutes.
15 the longest you've done?
No, I mean, not technically, I've done 25, but it's the caveat is, and the reason why they want to see you do 15 minutes is they want to see you do 15 minutes of straight material, no
Crowd work. Got it.
And the reason behind that is a lot of headliners don't love if you milk the crowd before.
Because they want to.
Well, it also, maybe, but it also tells them, hey, this is an interactive show. So then people start drinking, and then by the time they get to the headliner, it becomes a interactive show. And so you have to sort of train the audience like, hey, you're here to just be a part of this, but you're listening and we're doing, let the comics do the material, right? So walked off, felt great. All my friends were there. It was really fun. It was just a really great night. I was like, honestly, I feel like I did a great job, but if nothing else, this was a really, really fun night of comedy for me. And the headliner was great. Everyone was super encouraging and it was super fun. Send my clip away. And it takes a while because the booker unfortunately couldn't be there that night. So I had to send my clip off, and he's busy doing a lot of stuff, really busy guy. And so I wait. A day goes by, a couple of days go by, and then you start getting in your head about stuff. Yeah.
Nick is stressing. The amount of Starbucks was tenfolded the day me and him hanging out, going back and forth. He's just like, just waiting for him to respond.
Well, because it's also you have to imagine at this point, like, so the documentary was in 2019. I started comedy in 2017. We had a pandemic in the middle there. So there was a couple of years there where I couldn't do comedy, and I didn't really get really serious about it till kind of mid-pandemic to after the pandemic. But still, we're talking 7 years. Yeah. And this is not something that you can get multiple shots at it, but it's like, who knows when the next one's going to be.
The thing I want to talk about is the doc.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, so sorry. I was timeline-wise, I was going to bring up the fact that the documentary that we made that I know a lot of you know about, but like it seems like Langley might not have even known that, because he's asking, is the film ready? The film's been out for years. Like it made it to film festivals. It was very well received. Yeah. But yeah, it documents Nick's initial journey. It's called Waiting for the Punchline, and it was like documenting him trying to get that even first opportunity to go up on the stage.
My first.
And I'm really excited to announce that tomorrow on Tuesday, September 17th at 2 p.m. Pacific time, we will be releasing the entire thing on the YouTube channel for everybody to watch. It'll be a YouTube premiere. This is the first time everyone's going to be able to check this out. I'm really excited about it. And I think that it's going to be a very fun watch for people to see how far we've come.
Because it was gone to time. There's a lot of people who have no, like, again, like people like Langley. There's people who are new to Kind of Funny that we feel have just been here forever. But there's a lot of people that, again, didn't know the thing was filmed, didn't know the thing was released, and also didn't know that it got lost because of Rooster Teeth going out.
And it is good. It's like a real ass documentary. So I'm really excited for everyone to watch that. But one thing about the documentary itself and that initial journey, and then seeing how you've even got to here, like you bringing up, there's the Sunday show, and all the comics will go. The reality of this is, every Sunday night you would have to go and hang out for hours, and like, no exaggeration, there's been hundreds of Sundays that you've done this, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have been there on Sundays more often than not by a landslide, right? Over the last 7 years. That's insane.
Wow. But it's fun. It's also, I don't look at it like that. I think the better way to look at it is like, it's where everyone goes. So it actually is kind of like a fun hang. And more often than not, people go drinking afterward. I'm not saying that I do, but I'm also not saying I don't. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. But it is a great place. It's a place every week where, you get out what you put into it, right? So it's a place where you can go, you can network, you can remind people that you're around, you get bookings from it, you book other people if you book a show. And for me, the important thing was it's always a motivating factor for like, hey, I might be due to go up on Sunday, so I need to get my shit together and book some more shows before I do that, because I don't want to go up cold. I never want to go up after not having done comedy for a while, right? And so to me, it was also it's such an interesting and like weird and crazy process, because it molds you into what you need to be to then be able to do that 15, if that makes sense. And some people complain about it. I've had my ups and downs with it, because psychologically it's tough, right? Like you go and you don't know if you're going to go up.
I mean,
and
let's
someone will
talk
come
about
up to you and
that,
be
right?
like, "Hey, you're going up next, 7 minutes with a 2-minute light," and you're like, "Okay," and you might go up. I mean, the first time I went up after the pandemic was like, I've been doing shows. Everything finally opened back up. We were doing outdoor shows. We were doing Zoom shows with someone in the chat, and I was like, I don't even know if I've gotten, I'm good at comedy anymore because I don't really have a real audience. When Punchline finally opened up, I think it was like the second Sunday, and one of my friends who became one of the bookers, Ben, was like, "Hey, I was looking for you last Sunday. You weren't here. You want to go up tonight?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And he goes, "You want to go Bullet?" And Bullet means your number one spot after the host, which is a tough spot. And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely, I'll do that." And I had the best set that I've had like ever. And I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, that was such a great feeling. It was super cool, but I had no idea I was gonna. Every Sunday you're like the anxiety sets in.
So I mean, you've been
like, what's
again
gonna happen?
hundreds of Sundays. You tried to go there. You had your first time. How many times have you been on stage at the Punchline?
Probably like 7 to 10 times now.
Like,
Plus,
think about that. That's wild.
I've
That's nothing.
hosted a Sunday. That was like a pre-audition thing. I don't think I did good enough because then it was like 8 months later. I've been up a bunch. And I've been up at the Cobb showcases as well because Cobb's, they do a Cobb's like Wednesday showcase where you can go up and do 7 there as well. It's sort of like a hey, you're in the running. This is like a cool little show opportunity for you to be able to come and do. So then flash forward 7 years Sundays. And I submit my tape and I go, everyone that works in this industry, all other people that work at this club are great. They're busy. I'm going to have patience with this. And I had a vacation coming up. I was like, I'm going to Italy with my wife. And that trip ended up materializing into being something incredibly amazing because I somehow talked my mother, who was born in Italy, to dragging my father off the retirement couch
Big Lou.
and meeting us in the town she was born in.
Oh, that's amazing.
For a couple days because we have a ton of family there that I haven't seen. One of my aunts unfortunately passed away last year and I'd only met her once. So I was like, you know what? If we're going to Italy, we should carve out a little time and thank God I have a great wife who was like, yes, we will forego going to Sicily and we'll go to the small town that your mom was born in and hang out there. And she had a blast.
I was going to say that was so great though.
It was like my big fat Greek wedding. It was like 20 Italians. None of them speak English. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We had made my poor mom's
It was more
hammered
like
on
Mamma
red
Mia.
wine, translating with their hands, trying to do her best. She said, I call her on Facebook Messenger because she was like, my phone's not going to work. I was like, it's going to work. It's going to work fine. I don't want to pay $12 a day for it. I was like, all right, Facebook Messenger it is. She answers the phone, pronto, chi parla? And I'm like, Ma, it's me. She, Italian. I was like, Mom, speak English to me. I don't know what's going on. We go see them. It's great. But I land in Italy. We go to Milan first, and we're there for a couple days. And of course, walking around, I'm like, let's go to a Starbucks.
Of course.
You
Have to.
have to.
We had a lot of
baby.
espresso, but of course, at a certain point, me and Dee are both like, let's just sneak over to a
we need the
Starbucks
stuff.
and see what's up. And I'm sitting there, we're just hanging out, and I open up my email, and I get an email from the booker, and it says, you passed.
Fuck
Yay.
Fuck
He
yeah.
did it, everybody.
Great set, good announcements, like a little bit of feedback here and there, but he was like, cool. And so, yes, after that much time, I'm now a paid regular at Punchline, and what that means is, you then get booked by the club ahead of time. Then,
Okay.
for headliner shows, for showcases, so you're guaranteed one Punchline weekend and one Cobb's weekend, and that can be Punchline Sacramento as well. And then they'll tap you occasionally to host like Cobb showcases or the Tuesday show. So I get put in the running for like when headliners come to town to potentially open up for them.
Awesome.
That's what I've wanted for a long time because then you get to kind of hang out and like network a little
Oh,
bit
yeah,
and
for
like
sure.
meet people and you get seen in that light as being a comic.
Like you're a real stand-up comic now, and I know that. Like, what does that mean? This is what that means. Like
Yes.
there's an actual process at a
different
real
tier
comedy
now.
club,
Yeah.
and like you have been essentially approved to be a paid person doing this. Like
Yes.
I mean, obviously it's incredible. I'm so fucking proud of you, but like, I just think that it's awesome that you were able to achieve this the most legit way possible. Of like, you didn't use your fame or anything a single time to get this to happen, to my chagrin. But like, you did it. You know what I mean? Like, you did it the right way, which is just absolutely insane.
Well, I think there's definitely like looking back on it, there's just a ton of value in that, right? And I think the process exists for a reason. And it has existed like this for a really, really long time. And I think whenever you come to this and someone tells you, hey, this is a big mountain to climb, your first instinct is like, I don't need to climb it. I'll figure out a way around it, right? I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this. But then I started looking at the comics that had gone through that process and how good they were and how much better they were, even when like I had some of my friends who like submitted to it and we're like, dude, this is tough and it's anxiety inducing and it's like hard and sometimes you have a shit set. And let me tell you, when you have a shit set, when you didn't know you were going to go up and there's 90 fucking comics in the back of the room, like, and you know what they're saying.
Oh yeah.
Because you're often one of those comics breaking their balls while they're on stage. We're like, oh, fucking Andy's eating it right now. I'm gonna give him shit when he comes off stage in a jokingly fun way, but like it hurts because you know you're eating shit. So like all of that breaks you down, and then you have I'm gonna go up again next week. I gotta go back next week. You go up next week and you go for more and you go up and then you have a good set, and all of that forces you to work harder. And I saw all those comics like Mark Smalls and all those guys that had gone through the process, and I was like, they're so fucking good. I'm not saying I'm on that level by any stretch of imagination, but I knew that if I kept going, I'd get better, and I'd get good enough eventually one day, hopefully, knock on wood, to get to that part. And then the next, it's very similar for a lot of clubs. Like the big milestone in LA is like you want to get passed by all the clubs down there, including the Comedy Store. And once you get the Comedy Store, that's when, I don't know if you've seen the names that get written on the side, but that's what you get there is you get your name written on the side forever of that building, which is fucking cool. And so, yeah, to have that sort of be a kind of a badge of honor and a point of pride of being like, hey, you know, I'm now tied in, I should say, in sort of a fun club with a bunch of really cool comics that have come before me and great comics that'll come after me. And that's where I'm at. But it also feels like I'm in some ways starting my comedy career now.
Yeah.
Like now, but oh shit, now I have to do like this over and over again, 2 shows a night.
And so the question that I have is kind of what's next. Not so much the next mountain, because I do want to know what's the next like milestone. But now that this has happened, are you already booked on shows coming up, or like?
Now I'm in the running for headliner shows. No, I mean it's mostly just the same shows that I've been doing beforehand.
Okay.
And then I'll at some point I'm hoping the booker will reach out and be like, hey, do you want to do open for this person and go on do this person. So that's the next step for that. But for the most part, it doesn't change a lot of what you do.
Yeah.
I'm still doing a lot of great shows, a lot of great independent shows, and shows outside of the city as well. But yeah, for now, you just get that extra awesome opportunity of actually being able to like go up at Punchline, know you're going to go up at Punchline, and then once you do, it's such a fun experience because, like, I took a picture of it too because it's always I don't know, it's maybe cheesy, but like when you go, they put the lineup on the door, and when your name is on the lineup,
oh my god, it's so cool!
It's cool as fuck.
Yeah,
right. So like when I went there, it literally, and I mean, there's 2 ways they do it. One, they put it literally as a piece of paper on the back of the door in the green room. They put it by the clock, which they time you at by the light there. But then they also put you on the little marquee.
Yeah. So
when you walk in the door, those little like black slatted marquee where they put the white lettering on it. It says the headliner, then it says the feature, and then it says your name right underneath it. And I was like,
so sick.
Click. Picture.
Yeah.
And I saw like what my friend Juliana, who works the door, saw me. She's like, she got out of the way. She's like, I get it.
That's amazing.
They
man.
must at that point.
It's just cool. It's like it's really, really fun to be. You feel like you're working in the club, like working for the club, and everyone that works there. Well, first off, everyone that works at Punchline and Cops are fucking awesome human beings. Anyway, like they're great. They're great human beings, and they're super supportive. Even if you're not a paid regular, they're always supportive of the comics that come through the door. But it is a different feeling. Like you feel like you're one of the team.
Yeah.
And you come in and they go, hey, how you doing? You need anything? Food, whatever. The people that run the club are really, really nice, but they go like out of their way to make you feel like you're performing tonight. We're here for you. You're talent, and you're the one that's like driving the show, and we are helping do that, and we're all a team, and it feels fucking rad. It's super cool.
Cool, man.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
So what's the next mountain then?
The next mountain is then trying to, in our system, the next mountain would be then trying to get a feature audition.
Okay.
The feature audition is 25 minutes.
Okay.
But in some ways, so that's more daunting, but I've had friends who have passed it and they're like, actually, it's more fun because you don't have to do announcements. You can do the same 15 minutes you did before or just tack 10 more minutes on top of it.
Yeah.
You have to have a good set. You have to get laughs because you can't be eating, shit before the headliner.
25 minutes,
for 25 minutes. But a lot of my friends are like, that's actually the fun place to be because the host has the job of warming everyone up. You get to come in, not fuck it up, keep the energy going, get it a little higher, but also settle into a fun 25-minute set where you can just be with the audience for all. They get to be with you for a while.
Yeah.
And then you leave the stage and you're done. You don't have to worry about anything else for the rest of the night. Yeah. So it's super cool. And then you get to do that. One of the other cool things about doing the shows is that, if you get booked for a Punchline weekend, you get Thursday night, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, and then you get the Sunday showcase that you then host.
Nice.
So when you do your weekend, your last show is the Sunday showcase that then all the other paid and non-paid comics are waiting around for you. So it's kind of a fun full circle. Like once you get that first punchline weekend, then you go back and then you're the guy that I walked in the first time and saw and was like, that's fucking cool. Yeah, it's really fun.
Fuck yeah, Nick.
That's so awesome.
That's fun.
So when you get your next opportunity at Punchline, will it be something that we know in advance enough?
Yes.
That
Yeah. I'll be they're very professional about booking you ahead of time, being like, hey, are you available on this date? And like, do you want to take these dates? But it could be Cobb's, it could be Punchline, it could be Punchline Sacramento as well, because that we're close enough to where they'll give you some little travel dollars to get up there and back. And I hope I wish it was Punchline Philly, but that's a little too far. They don't book out of our scene for that. They'll book locally for that, for hosts.
I'm sure you could be like, hey.
Well, if I was in Philadelphia, or if I were, if I was in, I think Philadelphia's the only place. I could potentially hit up the book and be like, do you need me one? But they wouldn't. I'm also I'm like the lowest guy now on the totem pole as far as like getting all the stuff.
But you're on the totem pole.
True. I'm on that first little rung, which is nice. But but there's also like the water comes up on the coast, so that it goes down.
Yeah, be careful.
Liquefaction.
Oh, I see. My Jen.
The jokes are better than that when he does stand
They're
up.
not.
Nick,
My
we're so
name's
proud
not.
of you. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And thank you for, obviously, Tim, thank you for all your encouragement over the years, and you guys as well, but you specifically for doing all the stuff you did for the documentary and stuff. I went through and I put the credits in the YouTube video, and I was like, I forgot we credited you like 5 times for like additional sound, additional camera, additional this and that, because of all the stuff you all helped me out with.
Also,
So
I
it was
went
really cool.
twice. So.
There you
Andy
go.
Cortez,
Dude,
everybody.
that's what's crazy is I've seen you perform legitimately, I would say between 20 and 30 times, like ish.
Yeah, probably.
But it's been years. Like I have not seen you like I can't even fathom you doing a 15-minute set. Like I'm excited to see like what that looks like and like how the materials change, like what your new stuff is. Like I just don't even know what you're doing.
It's yeah. I mean, it's been that was actually really part of the fun of having to prep for 15, because you don't know what you can do unless you have to. And I'm just unfortunately that kind of guy where it's like, I guess I could have been prepping my 15 the whole time, which I kind of was, but at the same time, it's like there's a saying that one of my coaches in jiu-jitsu told me one time that really stuck with me. He was like, the best training you ever get are the days right after you sign up for the competition. So that's why they always say like sign up as early as humanly possible, because the second you hit yes on that, the anxiety sets in. You go, fuck, I have to go to class. I gotta go train. I gotta go
It's
do
like
this.
the day that you have the dentist appointment, you brush your teeth.
You go, I'm gonna start flossing right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
Blood, fucking gums are all bloody and shit. You're like,
I swear
man,
to God, I've done it before.
did you just start flossing today?
Like,
This
I
looks
just
awful.
did it. He's like, there's floss still in your tooth. So yeah, those 15-minute sets were really, really cool, and timing myself and doing all that stuff. And it's like, and then I think one of my friends, so stupid I am. One of my friends, I'm like, I'm gonna do it the right way. I'm gonna just know, because you're supposed to know what 2 minutes feels like. You get a 2-minute light or a 1-minute light, you ask for it. They'll give you whatever. You can get a 30-second light if you want, but if you're light, you know it. Don't short it. Don't go over it. You're supposed to end like as close to 15 minutes as humanly possible without shorting it. And so I was like, I know what 2 minutes is. I'm going to feel it, right? I'm going to feel it. And afterward, my friend was like, I'm shocked you didn't take your phone up with you. I was like, what are you talking about? They're like, they don't care if you take your phone and just hit record on your
Oh, really?
yeah, they were like, he was like, I took my, Janae, she was like, yeah, you can totally take your voice recorder up and just hit record and put your phone down and then look over it occasionally, just see what time it is. And I was like, I was like, I don't think you're supposed to do that, but I don't. If
that's
they
probably
wouldn't
good
dog
you
you.
did.
You looked
it,
hardcore
but-
not to do it, though. You look badass.
Well,
not.
to me, it's
Yeah.
like, that's
Confident.
another element that I had to like train for and practice for.
Yeah.
And so I already had to like, get used to sort of being on camera and setting up cameras and stuff like that before. And thank God I've been doing that for the last like couple of years, because I've been like, it used to really throw me off to have to set a camera up and audio recording up, and now I love it. And now I like seeing myself and all that stuff. And so that was done on purpose. And so, but adding one more element there where I'm like, I'm going to look over occasionally, I'm like, that's going to throw me off.
Sure.
And my timing needs to be like, and 15 minutes is so fun because you get to actually like, you don't feel the need to speed through
You're
your
not
shit.
just trying to get it out.
Yeah. Because you're like, with 7 minutes, you're like, fuck, this is like, after a certain point, you're like, it's not enough. With 15 minutes, you're like, oh, you can relax, you can chill. And it's good if you do that because the audience doesn't feel like, hey, why are we rushing this? We just started the show like that. And so I didn't want to have that sense of like weirdness with the timer and all that stuff. But yeah, so I just didn't do it. But my friends were all laughing at me because they were like, dude, why you gotta make everything so fucking... I know it's going to sound crazy, Tim.
I know.
But some of my friends are like, why do you make this shit so hard on yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I
Well,
wanna
hey,
do.
here you are now.
You
There
did
it
it.
is.
You did it.
There it
Nick.
is. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So waiting for the punchline, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames Tuesday. 2
2 p.m. will be the YouTube premiere, so everyone can hang out and watch it together if you'd like. But obviously, after the premiere, it'll be available theoretically forever, unless somebody gets upset and tries to take it down. But I don't know who would do that.
I mean, everyone should be cool. You know what I mean?
Be cool.
Just be cool.
I dare you, Jeff Ramsey.
I was gonna say I dare you, David Zaslav.
That'd be
We don't dare him. We
hilarious.
don't dare him.
No.
I doubt that David Zaslav has any idea.
Has
That
no
RT
clue.
did a
Maybe we
doc
can
series.
resell it to him.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, you know
Has
what
no
I mean?
idea what Rooster Teeth was.
Probably not.
Just a line item that didn't
Yeah.
go the way he wanted it to. Everybody, thank you so much. That's another episode of the Kinda Funny podcast. Remember, each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each coming to hang out with each other and you. If you like that, of course, pick up that Kinda Funny membership. $10 on patreon.com/kindafunny or youtube.com/kindafunnygames gets you each and every episode ad-free, the ability to watch live as we record them privately, and of course, your daily dose of me and Greg Way. No bucks tossed away, no big deal. youtube.com/kindafunnygames podcast services around the globe each and every week. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.